good evening, good whenever it is you're tuning in. Welcome to Ticket Price, the only show that asks the question that matters. Are these movies worth the ticket price? In other words, are they worth your time and money? With you as always, co-host of the show and the voice. That rich, smooth, velvety goodness. Like Billy D. Williams in this mother... I am Jake. With me as always, co-host extraordinaire, and the only man who will be using the next 2 hours to explain the political and diplomatic intricacies of World War I that took a violent confrontation between two minor countries that ultimately exploded into what is now known as the Great War. Professor Tevis, thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here.
David Harbour from The Equalizer?
Yeah, that's me. I'm from Boston. Can you tell? I have a Boston accent. Blech. That was as good as David Harbour's Boston impression from The Equalizer.
So Tevis, for real though, enlighten us. What was the political landscape of the turn of the century that led, from let's just say after Archduke Franz Ferdinand's assassination, right? That led these two smaller, not to be derogative, but lesser countries on the global scale. How is it that they were essentially able to pull in everyone else? And even when you think about World War I, they're not even the major players for their sides of the war. How did we get there?
I'm not sure.
Well, what a special guest you are. Thanks for nothing.
That's what I'm here for. Thank you.
I had to flex my history degree a little bit for that one, and it was worth it.
I have an art degree.
Oh, God, you're that guy.
Yes.
You were the guy making dildos in pottery class.
How'd you know?
Because I think you were sitting next to Sarah. She complained about it all the time. She's like, there's this guy in my pottery class?
She wanted me to make her one. I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
Can you go bigger?
Bigger, please. Bigger. Make it bigger.
I want it to look like a hat rack.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Sarah. That makes me feel bad.
Wait till we draw the picture of the Wiener King. It's coming. Oh, goddamn. We are about to perpetrate the single greatest act of minor civil disobedience ever enacted in human history.
I'm ready for it.
I actually went to the store and bought new markers. I have my own brand new Sharpie ready to go. All right, today's episode 70. 70. And you know what that means. Upon the completion of this episode, you and I will have to figure out our top 10 lists for another batch of movies.
I'm looking forward to that.
I always enjoy our top 10s.
I'm looking more forward to that than I did for what we're doing next.
Well, for what it's worth, you never actually get those done before we record your top 10s.
I still look forward to it.
You look forward to doing it as we're talking
As we're
about
talking, I change it. I'm like, oh, wait, I don't like that one.
So wait, are you saying that you're not excited for today's episode?
I am not.
Episode 70, Lethal Weapon 3.
I'm so excited for this.
I would like to point out that this is Mr. Gibson's 5th appearance.
Is it really?
Lethal Weapons 1, 2, and 3. Patriot, Braveheart.
Okay.
Which ties him for most appearances. Not that we're going off that metric anymore.
With Sigourney Weaver?
Is Sigourney at 5? No, it was
William Atherton.
He's up there. Now I can't remember.
Oh, you don't tease me like that. And then
I'd have to really look into it again because I've stopped keeping track because we're not measuring it by that anymore. I just keep my personal measurements for Mel.
I get that.
10.
He's a 10.
He knows.
Okay.
Hey Mel, 10.
I'm uncomfortable.
Getting into it. Released in the far-flung year of 1992.
I was so young,
Me too.
so full of life,
I was
so
too.
full of hope.
I don't
Back
think
in 1992.
I wasn't old enough to know what hope is yet. I was only 2 years
I
old.
hate you. I was. What was I? A junior? No,
In college.
freshman in high school. I think. I had such hopes, such dreams. Now I'm in a fucking basement.
It's your basement, though.
I know. It's a nice basement. I like my basement.
Hey, it's all full of collectibles and stuff. You have a recording studio kind of set up in here.
It's fabulous.
It is fabulous. Things could be worse.
They could be.
Think about the high school freshmen of 2024 as we record who are looking to the future and realizing they will never own a home
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
because to buy a trailer at the local trailer park will cost you $80,000.
That is not wrong either.
So,
And then you got to have a place to put it.
Yep.
So good luck with that.
Just do your daughter a favor. Never give her your house. Put it on your list of assets for when you die so that she may receive it as a beneficiary and not have to pay capital gains tax.
Okay. Thank you for the tip.
That's right.
See, we talk about history. We talk about movies. We talk about finance. We got it all.
Kings of industry, baby.
Absolutely. Wiener kings of industry.
Yes. The Wiener Kings of Can we get a shirt that says Wiener King, or is that too crass for our upcoming merch?
No, then we have to have the doodle
Yeah,
on it
the
too.
Wiener.
Yeah.
Now I feel like you should design the
Coming
doodle.
to a bathroom stall near you.
Yes! God!
But, that's going to be spelled correctly.
Well, yeah, we're not
No, we're not gross.
gross.
God. But yeah, Wiener King.
Sarah, the Wiener King is coming in a bathroom stall near you. Yes.
Oh.
See, she's always just like, I wish I could do the show more. I just can't get away. And then she's always like, man, I'm not even there. And you guys just pick on me. And I said, if you don't want us to pick on you, show up for recording more so you can defend yourself.
Yeah. And then we'll pick on you even more.
That's right. Yeah, but to be fair, you never pick on her when she's here. You two team up and pick on me.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
I think it's horseshit. Although, Sarah, you're always welcome. And usually our episodes are more highly rated when you are on the show because everyone likes the third voice.
I agree.
Moving on. Moving back to 92. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Written by Jeffrey Boehm, Robert Mark Kamen, and Shane Black.
Did Shane Black just get credit for the characters? Or was he an actual sit down write?
Well, I wasn't there in the office. I'm not sure. Because he's credited, if you IMDb, he's credited as a writer. But I believe during the movie, it's based on characters by Shane Black, but he's still also given a separate writing credit on top of.
Was he? I didn't pay any attention to that.
And I'm like, if they credit it twice, I feel like he was there in some description.
Yeah, I was too busy
Poncho
listening to the epic Sting and Eric Clapton music. It's probably me that played over the opening credits.
You were too distracted.
With the Flaming Three.
We're not there yet.
The Flaming Three.
We're not there yet.
I'll be coming back to the Flaming Three.
Directed by, but honest, okay. Transparency, fairness, balance.
3 writers.
Red flag, 3 writers. Does this break the curse? We will find out.
We don't know.
Directed by Richard Donner, starring Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. Budget. Okay. Question. How much money do you think it cost to make Lethal Weapon 3? Ballpark estimate.
God, with both, well, all three of them, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Joe Pesci, $80 million.
Close. 35. By close, I mean not close at all.
Really?
$35 million estimate.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Worldwide gross 321,731,527 US American dollars.
Dang.
So I think it did okay.
Yeah, that's why we got number 4.
3 award wins with an additional 4 nominations. None of them
Noteworthy.
major.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked. Tevis, sir, Captain Esquire,
Yes, sir.
what is your history with the Lethal Weapon 3? The big burning 3. The Flaming 3.
When I was a kid, I loved the first 2 Lethal Weapon movies. My dad and I used to go to the movies all the time, just him and I. It's a great memory I have.
See Saving Private Ryan?
No, we did not go see that actually. Yeah, he's still at the theater watching it over and over again.
He won't let anyone leave.
Replay, re-reel.
Rack it again.
I think this might have been the last one we actually went to the theater to watch together. But I remember.
Continue. I got my water bottle cap. It's fine. It's fine.
Fall over. Thought you were gonna fall over. I saw the chair go. Whoop.
The chair did tip.
I was like, oh shit. Face plant into the wall. What was I saying?
This was the last time your father said he loved you.
Oh yes, that's correct. But no, after we left the theater, we got in the truck and we were talking about it. And he's like, I hated this movie. Like, okay. I think I was 16 at the time. Or somewhere close. So I loved almost any action movie, and I actually enjoyed this movie. And then I got older and watched it again and again, and we'll see where we're at now. So there.
So there.
What's your history
Okay,
with
so
the Flaming 3?
Can that just be our name for when Sarah is with us and the Ticket Price
Flaming
families
3?
all together? Collectively, we are the Flaming 3.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like a bag of dog shit on a porch during Halloween.
Okay.
Light a bag of dog shit on the porch.
I know,
Okay.
but I don't know what this has to do with you, Sarah, and
We're the Flaming 3.
when the Ticket Price family is all together, why we're the equivalent of burning dog poop. I don't know what's happening.
Have you listened to this show?
Listen to it. I'm most of it. I'm sorry, by the way, for everyone.
Anyway, sorry.
So I knew you were going to ask me about my history because you're just that way. You're just that kind of person, bastard.
Okay.
I've been racking my brain trying to remember what my history with this freaking movie even is. And it was a struggle. The best that I can figure is that I have seen this movie once before. I believe it was airing on TV somewhere between the years of 96 and 99.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it when you watched it?
No idea. I don't remember.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not riveting. But also, for as much as I love Mel Gibson and as much as I've revisited like 1 or 2, 3 and 4 it's the same way. Honestly, I don't even know if I've ever seen 4.
Lucky.
If I'm being honest, if I inevitably, obviously, it's your turn to pull from the hat after this episode. You're gonna pull Lethal Weapon 4, and it might be the first time I've ever seen 4. Well, no, because I remember them quipping because Kid Rock dates Rihanna, right?
Chris Rock,
Chris Rock, thank you. Kid Rock was
the dirtbag
trying
from
to
Joe
date,
Dirt,
what's her face?
his sister.
His
Yeah.
sister. Chris Rock dates Rihanna, right?
Right.
So I have seen 4. I don't know. I have no. I have seen these movies once prior, and for some reason have never revisited them.
Okay.
And maybe that tells you what it needs
I
to tell you,
think.
but I can't tell you. Because I've said it before, like, oh man, I watched this movie once, hated it, never went back. That's not even this. I don't know why I never went back. It just is what it is.
Okay.
Are you ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Bomb scare.
You just flew right past Sting and Eric Clapton and the Flaming Three.
If I'm being honest, I don't like Sting or Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
Because all Eric Clapton does is covers, and all Sting ever does is singing about being creepy.
Yeah. No, not a fan.
Sting likes to watch people when they're not aware he's there, and Eric Clapton likes to cover. And that's it.
Yeah, not a fan of the song. The song is terrible.
It's not great.
But then you get the Flaming Three. Did I mention
The big Flaming
the big
Three?
Flaming Three?
I think you did.
Okay.
But this movie, it warrants the Flaming Three.
Yes, it does.
Because there's a bomb scare. Riggs and Murtaugh, homicide, show up. And I'm like, there they are, those beautiful bastards, looking as beautiful and bastardly as ever.
Yeah, I love they show up and he's like, Riggs, homicide. And they're like, no one died.
Yeah, they're like, why are you even here?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Which found me asking that question. Why are they there?
I asked the same thing.
And they're like, what is it? Bomb scare. Someone called it in. Well, did they actually see the device? Yes, they did. Bomb squad on their way? Yes, they are. Murtaugh goes, all right, I guess we're done here. And Riggs is like, no, hold on, man. I'm going, wait, why aren't they done here?
Because it's Riggs.
Because it's Riggs. Riggs shoots people. He doesn't disarm bombs.
He does now.
And Murtaugh makes the comment, what, only 7 days?
8 days.
8 days to retirement. And he's not gonna make
hits.
And he's not gonna make a mistake with 8 days left.
Yes.
Well, they go in to look for the bomb because Riggs is like, I've seen this all the time. They just saw like a VCR or something in the back seat of a car. No big deal. Bundle of coats, whatever. It's not a bomb. We'll go in there, show it's not a bomb. We're done. Yeah, but what if it is a bomb? They saw a bomb. They called a bomb squad. What if it is a bomb? Then we disarm it. Remember the bomb on your toilet? And I'm like, see, call back to the toilet bomb from the second movie. And he's like, all we're going to do is wait around 45 minutes for the bomb squad to show up. They're going to get here too late anyway. And even if they do get here in time, all they're going to do is they cut the blue wire. We can do that.
Yeah. This whole scene is played for laughs.
Yes. It's zany.
Thank you. That is kind of the phrase I was looking for.
Yeah. It's these wacky cops are at it again. Oh, welcome to the morning zoo with the Flaming Three. Ooh, ooh.
That's what I felt like when I was watching this, because they're all the time with their back and forth. And he's like, "Oh, I'll just open the door." Then Murtaugh tries to open the door, and he's like, "No, not that one," and freaks him out. And then the cat jumps down onto the hood of the car. No.
And then it's almost a who's on first, where it's like, all right, I cut the red wire. You said blue wire.
Oh, yeah.
Who said blue wire? You said blue wire.
Did I say blue?
Did I say blue? Yes, you said. Well, I meant red. So I'm going to cut the red wire. And so, is it blue? And, it's like, okay, yep, getting it. They, now, okay, he cuts the wire. The timer speeds up. The shot of Riggs just looking at Murtaugh and going, grab the cat.
Yeah.
That actually made me chuckle. For what it's worth, the line grab the cat made me chuckle. They run out and the building explodes and then collapses. They blew up an entire building. Demolition Man style.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, that building was worth roughly $56 million. Was the life of one cat worth it? And then the cat was like, fuck you, lady.
Yes. Save the cat. Isn't that a screenwriting book?
Save the Cat?
Yeah.
Probably.
Blake Snyder is the author of that book.
Oh, so it is a
Yeah,
book.
it is.
Oh,
I
okay.
looked it up.
Also, Murtaugh doesn't want to make his first mistake 8 days before retirement. First mistake? You were already in 2 previous Lethal Weapon movies that are just mistakes. Murtaugh and Riggs are the worst cops on the force. First mistake?
Pretty much.
Your whole career is a mistake. That's why you're about to retire as a sergeant.
Yeah.
He's been on the force for like 30 years. He never got past sergeant? It's because he fucks everything up.
He probably would have done a lot better without Riggs as a partner.
That's true.
Yeah.
His old non-buddy would still be alive.
That's true. That's true.
So they get busted down to patrolmen as punishment for blowing up a building. Can we just appreciate how awful Mel Gibson's ponytail is?
Oh, it's gross.
And the fact that everyone around him this whole movie is like, dude, that ponytail's horrible. Just cut your hair. I'm never going to cut my hair. They're like, it's the 90s.
Yeah, even his boss is like, dude, get a haircut.
Leo gets like, everyone is like, so you're gonna get like a haircut and ditch the mullet and the all. So I appreciate that like Riggs is diehard with his mullet. He's never gonna let it go. And that it's up in that awful ponytail. He knows it's awful. Everyone knows it's awful. And they joke about how awful it is. I appreciate that sort of self-awareness where they're not making fun of the movie. They're making fun of a character trait.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Because the mullet is fantastic, but his pulled back patrolman's ponytail
Gross.
is the worst.
So gross.
And then, they're on patrol. They kind of abuse their power a little bit and scare the shit out of that jaywalker.
A little bit. He pulls a gun.
Well, it was Riggs, obviously.
I mean,
Riggs
God.
pulls a gun before calling his mother.
I'm surprised he didn't pull a gun on the cat when it jumped on the roof. Just blam, blam.
Oh, cat's dead.
Got the cat.
What did you just say? Always save the cat.
Yeah, and this is our second movie where we have the hero saving a cat.
Alien?
This is the third movie where the hero saves the cat.
What's the other one?
Dickhead Dell Spooner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dell. He saves the cat. You're not wrong. I feel like we're missing one. I feel like there's another cat.
Probably is.
But now I can't think of what it is. Irrelevant. The cat is irrelevant, like all cats.
I agree.
Irrelevant. Get a real pet. I like cats.
Cats are gross.
We'd have if it wasn't for the fact that my wife and daughters are very allergic, we'd have a cat. I grew up with cats. I like cats. So that's when Riggs's hand brushes against Murtaugh's belly, and he's like, "What the hell is that? What are you? It's too soft to be a vest. What are you wearing? It's a girdle. A what? I'm wearing a girdle. They make girdles for men? Yes, they make girdles for men. And then they just go on this whole Roger Murtaugh may or may not be wearing women's clothing.
Yeah, it says because he couldn't fit into his blues.
Yeah, his patrolman outfit anymore. So he had to girdle it in because he's old and fat.
I like that.
Women wearing women's clothes. But now all I could think is men's girdle. And then I was like, wait, girdles for men. I think you and I could make $1 million idea here.
Girdles for men.
Girdles for men. Myrtles.
No, never mind. I'm out.
Wait.
I want my investment money back. I want the $10,000 that I invested.
Myrtles will be great. Brought to you by the Flaming Three.
Yes.
Then they through happenstance, convenience.
Absolutely, that's what happens in these movies.
Okay,
it just they stumble into crimes.
So you have mentioned it with the previous two. I think one more than two, but you've mentioned convenience before, which I have somewhat argued against. Because the other ones, the reasoning has been loose and light, but it has been there. right?
Right.
Leave the weapon 3 inside.
Yeah.
Just bleed.
There's just crime.
You hear something? I think my wife. I have to go.
Is your phone ringing?
My mother's calling. I left the stove on. I must go now. They convenience their way to an armed vehicle robbery.
Yeah, they just happen to be right there, and it's the guy comes running out of the bank. Hey, you forgot to sign this. You're not the regular guy.
Sure, I am. Oh yeah, then who's that? Then guns go off. People are dying, and Riggs runs. Riggs
Oh,
does
of
a lot of. Mel Gibson runs. Tom Cruise runs.
Absolutely. He throws his police baton, knocks that gun out of the guy's hand in the back of the armored car,
Hell yeah.
and then jumps in the armored car.
Okay, let me put it this way. There are a few. There's a couple. There are 2 instances of weapon throwing.
Okay.
Not only is the baton one kind of cool, and it definitely makes sense with like rigs, like you can buy that. But even if you disagree with everything I just said, it is not the worst instance of weapon throwing in this movie, but we will get there.
Okay.
But yeah, he throws the baton, knocks the guy, gets in the armored car. Murtaugh gets in the other armored car driven by some woman
Ugh,
who ends up having the hots for Murtaugh.
it's terrible. So dumb. She annoyed the shit out of me.
She comes on a little loud.
A little loud, a little too strong. Just no. She's singing for some
And she's
reason.
like, I'm going to get that bastard. Hold on, I'm driving.
Oh, no, terrible. I know they play it for. I'm going to say this a lot. There's a lot of playing for laughs,
Yeah.
but this was not funny at all.
No.
Their interaction back and forth was god awful.
Yes.
Speaking of god awful, the fight scene in the back of the armored car,
If that's what you could call it.
you can't see anything.
Between the fight, the movement of the vehicle, and the camera cuts, there are 2 people in a truck. That is the extent I can tell what's happening.
The camera's way too close to the action.
Yeah.
You can't see a thing.
Can't see a thing.
And it's terrible. The armored car chase was cool. I like that.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like that idea. But man, the fight inside sucks.
How do you even film that? Fight scene in a car or in a truck like that?
Not like this.
Not like that.
Mm-mm. No, you'd almost have to like cut out.
That's what I'm thinking. Like you just build the back of the armored truck, have your actors in, and then just have your camera outside the truck.
Yeah, kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I want to see? A making of how they did the Honda Odyssey fight.
Absolutely.
Because you know what? That was done really well.
Yeah.
Best fight scene in the whole movie.
But they also had windows to look into and
that's true.
Things like that. So and plus in 92, or 90, this was probably made in 91.
Yeah.
Released in 92. The cameras were fucking huge.
Okay, so they spent $35 million. Spend $35 million and a half, make a fake armored truck.
Yeah.
That you can remove pieces from to get the shot you want.
Exactly. Yeah, do something better than what they did. It felt rushed, like there was, or maybe the choreography was just so terrible. They're like, nah, fuck it, we'll just film it really close and you won't be able to tell.
And if that's the issue, then that's on the choreographer. Because any stuntman worth his salt can do a fight scene. That's their fucking job.
Yeah.
And for the basic stuff that needs to look good and light choreography, we know Mel Gibson can do it.
Yep.
So you've got stuntman, you've got bad guy stuntman, you've got Mel's stuntman, and then for the shots to tie it all together where you need to see Mel Gibson's face, you have Mel Gibson, who is very capable.
I agree.
I can't justify realistically. I can't blame any of them. They weren't manning the camera.
No.
They didn't do the choreography for the fight. Unless one of them did, in which case that bastard. But chaos ensues. The truck gets wrecked and the driver thrown out the windshield.
Yeah.
He survives though.
Yes, he does.
Then Riggs knocks him out again, which seemed unnecessary.
Yes.
Go back to sleep. Bang.
Thank you.
And I even watched and went, it felt it's played for laughs. Go back to sleep. Nighty night. Knocks him out. And I'm like, Riggs wouldn't do that.
A little police brutality, you mean, with a guy who's handcuffed to the roof of an armored car?
Like, would I? But you see,
Well, he pulled the gun on the jaywalker already, so you have to amp it up a little bit. Nothing like punching a guy and knocking him out in police custody.
This guy is brain damaged.
Oh, yeah.
And then Riggs knocks him out for laughs.
Yeah, the guy's in a coma.
He is now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that happens. Then we see Riggs and Murtaugh and the family at Murtaugh's house. I still really enjoy and love the dynamic of Riggs being the new member of the Murtaugh family. Or not even new at this point, but like, no, he's just the other member of the Murtaugh family. He basically lives there.
I do too.
He's basically another child to Trish. He's basically another father to the kids. He's basically Murtaugh's brother. Like, no, this is still done well. But here comes Leo Getz, crooked mob accountant from 2, now turned real estate agent, trying to sell the Murtaugh home because they're going to move when Murtaugh retires in 8 days. Okay. I did genuinely laugh and find enjoyment of Leo trying to sell these people Roger's house while also telling them about here we have the freshly remodeled living room because a car drove through it, so full structural damage, had to basically be rebuilt from the ground up, and just tell them all the horrible things that have happened in the house from the previous 2. Is there anything else we should know? Now that you say that, the upstairs bathroom is freshly renovated and remodeled. There was an unexpected bomb explosion.
It's called full disclosure. Have you heard of it?
And so he says something ridiculous. The buyers are obviously getting freaked out. And then there's Trish and Riggs trying to hold Murtaugh back so he doesn't storm out and murder Leo. That was funny. They leave. The buyers leave. They peel out and get the hell away from these crazy people. And then, what are you telling them about that for? It's called for full disclosure, okay? Okay. It's the law. Like, I laughed at that. I thought that was funny. There will be those who disagree, and that's fine, and I understand. But Tevis, I'm trying here. Okay?
Okay.
It's a movie review podcast, and I'm trying here, okay?
Are you trying to look for the positive?
Okay, I'm trying to be a better person than who I was 15 minutes ago.
Okay, we're growing.
This made me laugh. It was funny. It was enjoyable.
This is when the dog biscuits get introduced. Is that right? Because Riggs is trying to quit smoking.
Yeah.
So then he starts eating dog biscuits.
So to break his smoking habit, Riggs has taken up eating milk bones. What?
It's funny.
What?
It's hilarious. You didn't laugh when he started eating the milk bone and then was like, these are pretty good. No, nothing. No, nothing at all.
I'm dying inside. Hold on, I need a minute.
Between Leo and the dog biscuits, this whole scene felt like it was an episode of Family Matters.
Yes.
Even to the point when the people squeal away when their tires squeal, it sounded like it was lifted from the soundtrack of a sitcom.
You're saying maybe they should have spent more than $35 million to make it?
I think they should have spent more in the writing room,
No.
toning down the jokes.
This movie had jokes.
Their attempt at jokes.
Oh.
Because if I want a cut of this movie with a laugh track.
A cheesy 80s sitcom laugh track.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that it would have just made it that much better.
Okay. Shut up, Tevis.
Okay.
You're having too much fun.
I'm having a blast.
I know, and I need you to shut up. Shut up!
No, that was from the first Lethal Weapon.
Riggs owns a dog. His name is Sam. Riggs was believed to be a crazy person because the grief of his wife's death that he blames himself for drives him to suicidal tendencies. How has that evolved into man eats dog treats? What the fuck is that?
That's one of the 5 stages of grief. You didn't know that?
I'm actively going through the 5 stages. Now I've reached anger. I was at denial.
Why? Because you're watching one of your favorite characters die.
Shut up. God, he should have died at the end of 2.
I know.
Fuck.
He did. That's what I'm saying. We are actively watching him die.
How hard would it have been to do literally anything other, actual smoking patches, gum, anything.
Because dog treats are funny.
Yeah, they're as funny as stepping in dog poop, and everyone can smell it. Everyone is looking at him eating dog biscuits. Oh God, I have a headache. Okay, I'm okay. We meet our bad guy. He's unnamed and smarmy.
Jack Travis.
Yeah, but we don't know that yet.
His name is Jack Travis.
His name is Jack Travis.
I actually kind of like his name.
I like Jack. We've talked about the male T names, but maybe it gets a pass because it's a last name. It doesn't really count. If your name was Jack Tevis, actually, that kind of has a sexy ring to it.
Does actually.
Wait a minute, P.I. Jack Tevis.
It sounds like a request.
Huh?
Jack Tevis. I don't like it. Never mind.
Special episode of Jack and Tevis.
Don't like it.
Excuse me, mate. Can I get back to this, please?
Yes, please.
The guy who escaped the armored truck robbery is like, I'm sorry, boss. We found out that he's like, did I sanction you to hit an armored truck? Did I ask you to do it? Did I plan it out? No. It was an unwanted risk. You learned your lesson, though. I mean, yes, you did bring unwanted attention and possible disruption of my business. But hey, that's okay. And so got arrested. Well, there's nothing we can do for him now. And you're just going, all right, get to it. Get to it. He's being like, he's trying to be like charming, I guess. Or he's supposed to, he's trying way too hard to come off as like, this is all okay. Don't worry about it, bud.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, God damn it, hurry up. They like knock the guy out. He falls into the pit of wet cement. Then they pour more cement on him and he dies. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. Except. Jack Tevis, come with me back to when we did the X-Men. And there was a cop with a bullet twisting in his forehead. And you said, why doesn't he just, I don't know, if not take a step back, just like slightly move his neck backwards to get away from the bullet, right? This guy is not injured, unconscious, or in any way restrained or incapacitated. What if instead of flopping around in wet cement like a dying fish, he just, I don't know, stood the hell up and walked out of the wet cement like a person?
They had a guy holding him down.
Yes.
But even that, I'm like, the shit's got to dry.
And they didn't pour that much on top of him.
No.
Just stand the hell up.
Like, knock him out. Something. I do like the line that Jack Travis gives to, was it Tyrone?
Yeah.
Hey, stick around. We can write our names in there. And the guy's like, God damn. But even that, I was like, okay, it would make a lot more sense if the guy was like gonna stay there
and not just get up and leave.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Or if Travis had just pulled a gun, shot him in the forehead for being an idiot.
Yeah.
Then
dump the body in
then
there.
dump the body in the cement, pour the cement over the corpse, and then when Tyrone's like, gee, like you could kill the guy brutally.
Yeah.
Make Tyrone be like, oh Jesus Christ. And they'd be like, no, stick around, I'm gonna write our name in it. And then like you could still has the thing you see it's high.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of these moments. But moving on,
we see patrolmen Riggs and Murtaugh, and there's Rianne, and she's screaming. And then a man with a gun comes out, and he's pointing it at her, and he's shouting at her. And Riggs and Murtaugh are both like, my baby! And then they run over there, and Riggs does a flying clothesline and takes the gunman out. That's when we hear cut get yelled, and we learn that Rianne was filming something because her acting career has... She's still taking off.
Yeah, it's slow, but it's
hey, in
she's
Lethal
doing
Weapon
something.
2, she was doing commercials.
Yep.
Now she's like, an extra in like a movie or TV show. That's cool.
That is cool.
And the people who do that, that's cool. So I'm not dogging that. Wait, but they know she acts. They probably were there at breakfast and she left for work, but so they would have known that she went to work where she acts. And then they see her. But also, wouldn't there have been all the director and the cameras and the booms and the cranes and the when they have don't they have eyes and they would have seen the riggings and the
Riggs is the only one that sees it
and the lights but there would have been a dude in a chair that says director.
He was over to the side.
But
Riggs
Riggs has a neck that can look to the left. and if he had just looked slightly to the left, he would have seen the
he has tunnel vision. When he sees the gun and her in trouble, his vision like narrows like into like a tunnel, and that's what he sees because he takes off running.
But Murtaugh is level-headed, and
Murtaugh was in the store getting changed.
Yes, but he would have seen Riggs run and then walked out and would have been like,
yelling at him.
Riggs, it's a movie.
But Riggs is focused, laser focused.
There's a full lighting rig, and the camera on a
Riggs doesn't see the lighting rig.
So he tackles the gunman, and then cut is called, and we find out the actress is acting.
Yes.
And then the director gets angry and fires Rianne, to which Riggs enacts some more police brutality and bullies the director into hiring her back.
Some Three Stooges antics.
Yeah.
Like pokes him in the eyes.
I did kind of, he's like, is she still fired? Yes! And he just keeps like torturing the guy. I thought that was I was okay with that.
My issue with it was Rianne lives there with Riggs. With the family. Riggs is there all the time.
Because he lives there as a member of the family.
Pretty much lives there.
That's not a problem, right?
No, that's not my problem. Yeah. My problem is she got this new job.
I think I brought this up already.
She told her dad.
Going to work.
Wouldn't she have told Riggs too?
I did I not
No,
wait.
you did.
I feel like
I
I
couldn't
think,
hear.
but I'm pretty
I couldn't
sure
hear
I
'cause-
already said this because I was like they would have had breakfast and
Oh, that's
they
right.
know she
Okay.
acts and she
Yeah.
would have been like, all right, everybody, I'm heading to work where I
I
act
have
and
this
I
scene
do
where I
and undoubtedly if she had gotten the role it would have been like, oh, guess what, I play hostage number one and I actually have lines in this movie, you know, because you would be excited, so you would tell your family at the dinner table that also features Martin Riggs, and they would it
well, even
it
too when
kind
they're
of would it, but no, you see, because there would have I uh,
but when Riggs and Murtaugh pull up to the curb, Murtaugh even says, "Hey, we're here. I'm going to go talk to Rianne because she's doing her job today. I told her I'd swing by." So that's what they're doing. And then Riggs is like, "Oh, just put this bag over the meter so nobody sees it." And Murtaugh's like, "No, we're cops. I'll go get some change." So Riggs knows that they're there to see Rianne work.
so question, why in this one, like Riggs has always been like a no nonsense cop on the ragged edge kind of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he now
Stupid.
stupid and borderline scummy? When did this change happen?
3 writers.
I mean, we don't. I mean, just because there's 3 writers, it's not like there's a curse or anything. We don't know that. There's no one. No one has been talking about that for over a year. We don't know these things. Let's just continue.
Okay.
Rhiannon gets her job back because Riggs bullies the director. Which, to be fair, fuck that guy. That guy sucks. Can we agree that guy sucks?
That guy sucks.
Renee Russo comes in, playing Lorna or whatever her name is. She's with Internal Affairs, and they take over the armored car robbery case. Now, another moment that I thought was genuinely funny and well written, and it totally plays well with the Riggs Murtaugh relationship. They're in the elevator, and Lorna comes in and she's in front of them, and Riggs has kind of already got her pegged as Internal Affairs, but Murtaugh doesn't. So
Because he saw her file.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he starts talking to Murtaugh about like retirement and moving, you know, pension, plus everything you got squirreled away, right? I mean, you know, Swiss bank account, and, you know, the Casa de Murtaugh villa, and you know, overseas, and at first Murtaugh's joking around like with it, like he's
Yeah.
and then he kind of like sees Rene Russo eyeing them, and he's like, "Oh wait, wait, Riggs, people don't know that you might be joking. You need to shut up because this is a joke." And he's like, "What, man? It's as long as I get at least invited once a year, you know, I'm cool with it, man. You know me." That was funny.
I enjoyed that.
That was enjoyable banter.
I agree.
Moving on. Internal Affairs takes over the case. Then we get the, you know, well, jurisdiction issues. Who are you, motherfucker? This is our case. We arrested him. You know, Internal Affairs, like, too bad we're the cop of cops. You know,
Yeah.
take a walk.
Let's go see our boss.
You know, oh, we'll go see the captain. Well, which captain? Oh, but we learned that Internal Affairs believes that these crimes are connected to others as they relate to former police officer Lieutenant Jack Travis.
Jack Edward Travis.
Sure.
That's his name.
Yes, it is. Leo shows up. We get Leo shenanigans. Leo recognizes Jack Travis from his mafia days.
Okay. You're going a little ahead here.
Oh, sure. Please slow us down.
So while they're up in the captain's office having their little pissing contest,
Right.
Jack Travis shows up because what's his name is in the interrogation room.
Yep, you're right.
He sneaks his way in.
Well, because he knows everything to say. He knows where cameras are.
Yeah, and then so he's in the interrogation room, shoots the guy, walks out, and one of the guys is like, "Hey, did you get everything you needed?" Nah, it's a dead issue.
Go! Welcome to the morning zoo, everybody. Whoa!
But so the Riggs and Murtaugh, or Riggs and Lorna rather, they go down to the interrogation room, find him dead, find their suspect dead,
Mm.
and they're starting to review videotape. And they're like, "Oh, look, this son of a bitch knows where the cameras are. See how he's moving his head and hiding his face." And Lorna says, "Oh, well, he didn't know there was cameras in the interrogation room." And they're all like, "What? We're just now learning this?" Like,
And she's like, yeah, we installed them 6 months ago.
yeah. And they do a thing, and I've seen it in a few other movies, and it drives me insane that they do it.
Okay.
They take a shot from the actual movie
Yeah.
and pass it off as surveillance footage.
So we see Jack Travis shoot that guy. So then they just use this cinematic camera angle of Jack Travis shooting this guy as interrogation room security camera footage.
It's lazy.
It looks awful.
I fucking hate it. The worst one I've ever seen is in the movie 2012 with oh god, what's his name? Cusack.
Oh yeah, John Cusack.
John Cusack. There's a moment in the towards the end where he has to go underwater, go into this tight little area, do something to unclog something or rewire something. But they have a shot of him full face, holding his breath, down there doing this deed.
Doing the deed.
But then they're watching him on the video cameras.
You know, I think I watched a movie about underwater deed doing. It seemed quite interesting.
Avatar: Way of the Water.
If it was, I downloaded the wrong one.
But they have the security footage, and the crowd is watching him because their life is in his hands. But the camera,
everyone's watching, no pressure.
The camera, the surveillance footage of him doing it is the full face shot of him. Like, there is no fucking way. There's this.
Why is the security camera zoomed in on his face?
It's so stupid. And that's what every time I see this done, that's what I think of. It's shit.
Okay, so wait a minute. They spent $35 million. Maybe they should have spent $35.5 million to make the truck fight better.
Yes.
Maybe they should have spent $35.7 million to put an actual security camera in the corner of the room where it would be so we could see it.
Yeah, spend another $35.
Go to Walmart. Go to Home Mart. Buy a Ring doorbell. Okay.
Yes. But that's the image. They're out in the open just watching this surveillance footage, this secret surveillance footage that no one is supposed to be able to know that was there. But they're out in the middle of the precinct watching this, and then here comes Leo out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, do y'all just let anybody and everybody into the police station like that?
Yes.
No.
Well, you know, he got his visitor badge.
Oh, okay.
This time.
Yeah. But yeah, Leo shows up.
Reasons. Leo recognizes him. So Internal Affairs is like, we're going to try to track him down and da-da-da. And they're like, no, we're just going to have Leo do it. And they're like, and she's like, well, who the hell is that? And he's like, a friend. He's good at this sort of thing. And Leo remembers Jack Travis because he would come and ask for favors. And those favors were always brought to Leo to take care of. And he remembers that Jack Travis likes hockey tickets.
Yes.
So they, without any plan whatsoever, Riggs, Murtaugh, and Getz.
We have to take Leo.
Gotta take Leo. They go.
Why?
To the hockey game on the hunch that Jack Travis will be there. To which then they're like, okay, Leo, where are his seats? And he's like, I don't know, probably near the front, near the glass. I don't know. So they start looking around. To which then Riggs gets on the PA. It's like, attention, Jack Travis. This is the LAPD. We are coming to get you, and the building is surrounded. So sit tight. We're on our way. Knowing that he would like get up and leave. But even then, you have three guys trying to survey an entire hockey arena of people. Well, I mean, people got to go to the bathroom or get beer and popcorn or, whatever. There's a lot of people who are still going to be getting up.
Yep. But Jack does. He gets up.
He gets up. They're able to follow. Okay, maybe I missed it. How the hell did they end up on the ice?
Well, Leo is the one that spots him.
Right, because he starts yelling for Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah. Jack takes off down by the glass.
Right.
Leo jumps the railing, lands on top of him, and they fight. And as they're fighting and they're spinning and they're doing whatever, they go through one of the doors that lead to the ice.
Ah, see, that's the part I missed.
Yeah, and then they get on the ice.
Because then Jack pulls a gun,
shoots Leo.
shoots Leo.
This is the worst action scene in the entire movie.
Yes.
You have these two idiots rolling around in the ice.
On the ice.
On the ice, rather. Riggs is trying to run on the ice with his cowboy boots and slipping and falling and running into people. And
yeah.
then he gets to Leo after Jack Travis takes off. And then Riggs tries to take off after him, but loses him. And that's it. I'm like, this is fucking lame.
And then Leo's on the ice. I'm dying. I'm cold all over. I'm going numb.
Yeah.
And that's when they're like, no, Leo, you're fine. You're on the ice. I'm on the ice. Yes, you're on the ice. That's why I'm cold. That's why you're cold. That's why I'm going numb. That's why you're going numb. I'm not going to die. You're not going to die.
Yeah, because he gets shot in the arm.
Yeah. And we were all just laughing uproariously.
I feel like they missed an opportunity here.
To kill Leo Getz.
To kill Leo Getz. I liked Leo in the second one.
Yeah.
I hate him in this one.
Again, the Family Matters house selling was humorous.
Yes. But why not
kill him?
Not even kill him. Don't even kill him. Let's not kill him. Let's use him as a tool for the dramatic.
Okay.
Shoot him.
Stomach.
It's a serious
Yeah,
issue.
serious gunshot.
We don't know if he's going to pull through.
Right.
And that fuels those two to get Travis.
I'm okay with that. Tevis, what do we actually get?
It sounded like a dum-dum wound.
They take no. So the thing,
it's awful.
The thing is,
it's awful.
Shut up, Tevis. Shut up.
You know I'm right.
The thing is, they take Leo to the hospital to get his gunshot treated. And the doctor's like, no,
we're the same, right, guys? We're the same.
We've all been shot.
We've all been shot.
We're the same. No, stop. You don't understand. You don't. The thing is, okay, just listen, because the thing.
Spin it. Spin it.
I'm just so okay. They take him to go to the hospital. He's at the hospital. The doctor's reassuring him it's a minor flesh wound, in and out procedure. And Riggs and Murtaugh don't want to babysit gunshot Leo, so they're like, no, it's Riggs says it's a dum-dum wound. And, what's a dum-dum wound? Oh, it's those dum-dum wounds. You got to be real tricky.
Yeah, guy on the force got hit with a dum-dum. Like 3 weeks later, from the shock, he died
from the infection or something. Ugh. Dum-dum wound. So he's got to be there, 2 days, 2 days for the dum, and the doctor's just not saying anything. And on one hand, I get Leo buying it, but the doctor is buying it. But there's no way this doctor's buying it. And then somehow Riggs takes Leo's medical chart with no one noticing and starts writing all this ridiculous shit on the need to be done procedures, like a rectal exam and all this stuff. And I'm like, no one's catching this. There was no attending physician going, he had a gunshot wound. He doesn't need a rectal exam. This must be a mistake. I'll get with the admitting physician and make sure this is on the up and up. It's just, but no, because it's
But it's
funny.
funny.
Because Leo's an idiot. He doesn't understand that they're just messing with him, and now it's funny because he's been shot and he's bleeding and he's gonna get treated at the hospital, and then the doctor's gonna put a gloved finger in his butthole. Because it's funny. That's funny. It's funny to falsify your friend's medical chart to force them to undergo invasive and highly expensive procedures. You're raising your hand.
Remember when we were talking about Indiana Jones and how many crimes he committed?
No.
How many crimes did Riggs commit in this film?
In this film or this one scene?
Yes.
In the immortal words of the remake of True Grit, when Rooster Cogburn's on trial in the beginning, and he's like, and the prosecuting attorney is like, because he's like, how many people have you shot? And Rooster's like, shot or killed. You know what? Let's just go with, what do you say? Let's go with killed so that we may have a more manageable figure. I usually go backwards when I'm backing up. But no, Leo's gonna get a rectal exam. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Fingers in buttholes
It's
is funny.
funny. It's funny, Tevis. Tevis, it's funny. You're not laughing.
My whole I'm done laughing through because of the dum dum joke got me.
It's funny.
I was rolling. I didn't hear the whole rectal exam thing because I was laughing so hard at the dum dum wound.
Okay. So we missed something that I'm gonna go back and cover because this next part, we kind of need it for context.
Okay.
While they're at home, they see Nick talking to a friend. They being Riggs and Murtaugh. See Murtaugh's and Riggs' son, Nick, talking to a friend and his buddies in a car.
They look like a well-educated bunch.
Stand up, gentlemen.
Yes. Not
Riggs and Murtaugh walk over to talk to Nick because they're like, "Oh shit, you're dead, man. We got split. See you later." They leave. They talk to Nick and they're like, "Hey, just talking. That was Daryl or what? Daryl, right?
Daryl. Yeah.
I haven't seen him. How's he doing? Oh, he's doing good." And it's like, "Yeah, cute gang colors your friends have." And we start to get this like subplot of Nick might be running or trying to get in with like an initiation of like a gang, maybe, or he's friends with members of a gang. And you're like, "Oh, this could be something."
Word.
Because it's slang, and Riggs and Murtaugh are too old to know the slang, so they don't know what word means.
Word.
They're old men.
Yeah.
So they. No, you don't understand, Tevis.
Word, Nick.
Word, Riggs.
Word, Nick.
Word. You don't get it. It's funny. They're old and out of touch. It's funny. You don't. Word. So
Eat your dog biscuit.
Riggs and Murtaugh go. Riggs sees essentially, while out on patrol, Riggs sees essentially a drug deal going down.
Oh, yeah, because they stop for burgers. They stop at the burger joint.
Murtaugh helps himself into the kitchen because he knows the guy and he's going to make his special Murtaugh burger or whatever. While Murtaugh's cooking, Riggs sees a drug deal. Riggs goes, LAPD, hands where I can see him, guys. He's not overly aggressive at this one instance.
Yeah, when he needs to be. He was more aggressive with the jaywalker than he was with these guys.
Absolutely. The guys with the drug deal half scatter, half pull guns. Gunfire ensues. Murtaugh gets over there.
Yeah, because Riggs gets hit in the head with a 2x4.
2x4 gets knocked out. So Murtaugh sees Riggs down. Murtaugh engages in the shootout. One of the suspects is, peeking out of a door where he's hiding in like a shed or whatever to shoot. Murtaugh gets a shot off, drops the guy. And that's, he runs over there and pulls and finds out that the guy he shot is not a guy, it's a kid, and it's Daryl. And is it at this point? Is this when he gets the Uzi and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You're killing yourselves. You're killing us." Like he gets emotional.
Yes. Yeah. And I actually liked where they were going with this.
I liked this a lot because we finally had something of substance because they were touching on a lot of things here. Murtaugh was forced to draw his gun and shoot. But these weren't, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old mobsters like we've seen in the previous two movies. This was a kid the same age as his son.
Friend of his son.
And so don't get ahead of me now. Stay in your lane. Shut the fuck up.
Word.
We see, so now Murtaugh has killed a boy, 16, 17, the same age as his son. He's killed a boy who is a friend of his son's. There's a relationship that, even passively.
Yeah.
Murtaugh this isn't just some kid Murtaugh shot. Murtaugh knows him.
Oh, I'm sure the kid's been over to his house.
You shut up.
Word.
And this is a boy that Murtaugh has watched grow up. He knew Daryl when Daryl was knee high. He watched Daryl grow up alongside his son. Now Murtaugh was forced to draw a gun and shoot and killed Daryl. And so we're touching on a personal aspect there. Then Murtaugh gives the line, why? Look what you're killing yourselves. You're killing us. These lines are very important because they're touching on black violence. It's touching on inner city, low income gang culture and in society and how it is, if we're honest, unfortunately, African American dominant, and how that gang culture forces kids to kill each other. Murtaugh tells them, "You're killing yourselves. This life will get you killed, or force you to kill other black kids, and it's forcing you to kill us. It could be cops, it could be adults and friends, it could be maybe he meant it as adult black people, African American, it's touching on a lot of things here. And all of those things are really interesting.
I agree.
Daryl dies. Now, Murtaugh has to go home and tell his son what happened. Holy shit.
Yeah, they had something here.
Murtaugh goes home. He gets a day off from, he gets a day of leave,
Yeah,
he doesn't, understandably so.
He has multiple days, I think.
He doesn't go home. He goes out to his boat and gets drunk. So we went from this to, well, while he's on leave, Riggs is working with Lorna, and they track whatever information to a warehouse that might lead to Travis, where there's a large guard dog. So Riggs talks to the fucking dog.
It's a guy thing. You wouldn't understand. That's what he says.
I know. Starts
Yeah.
like whimpering and whining like a submitting dog, and then like gets down on the dog's face level, and again is like woofing at it.
Yeah.
And he has a pocket full of milk bones like an idiot, and gives the dog a tray and befriends the dog like a D&D druid or some bullshit. He talks to the dog.
Yeah, they do a lot of things to Riggs here. They do the stupid dog thing, but then he goes out to the warehouse where there's a bunch of guys loading up weapons
Yeah.
into crates.
And we learn that these are the weapons that partly they are feeding to the gang communities.
Yes.
Because it's Daryl's gun or thereabouts that they are able to track to, because we learn that Daryl's gang, and the gun in particular Daryl was using, came from an LAPD evidence lockup. Now, granted, we've known since the first movie LAPD evidence lockup is horseshit. And in the second one, they were paying bets with gold cougarams.
Yeah. They I don't think their locking doors work.
I don't
very
think
well.
the lock works.
But so Riggs shows up at this warehouse and he pulls his gun and he's like, "Hey guys, everybody, LAPD, blah blah blah." And then he gets blindsided again.
Yeah.
Gets knocked out, and Lorna has to come in and save the day.
Right.
Like, what are you doing to Riggs? You're turning him into a pussy.
Yeah. A cartoon pussy.
Yeah.
That's right. You heard me. I said it.
But yeah, they're just tearing him down, and it sucks.
So, question. What do you think Mel Gibson did to Jeffrey Boehm, Robert Mark Kamen, and Shane Black for them to do him this dirty?
I don't know, but they did him dirty.
Was there a period of time where Mel Gibson and Richard Donner had bad blood?
I don't think so.
Because why are they doing him so dirty? Did they decide they hate the character of Riggs and they hate they have to do a third one, so they're going to make Riggs an insufferable douche?
Good point. I have no idea. But
I feel like I smell sabotage.
Well, with the way this, because we get another fight scene and it's shot exactly like the armored car fight scene.
Yeah.
Where you can't see a thing. So it's like they're trying to sabotage not only the Riggs character, but the actual action that's going on in this action movie.
Yeah.
It's terrible
Okay.
fight scene.
Well, Lorna saves Riggs. They steal or they escape in a truck full of weapons.
Save the dog.
Well, you gotta save the dog.
They save the cat.
They save the cat. You
gotta save the dog.
Okay. The dog's immediate familial bond with Riggs is ridiculous, and I hate it. The Lorna escaping in the truck and Riggs yelling, "Go, go, go!" because he's used to Murtaugh driving, so he thought he could catch up, but she's going to. He's like, wait, I'm not on. Wait. Okay, then she slows down. He goes to jump on. He's like, oh, shit, hold on. Wait, go. Shit, damn it. That was funny.
Yes, I like that.
This movie does have some instances of genuine humor.
It's sprinkled in.
A soupçon. This movie has a soupçon of humor. Nailed it. Soupçon of humor. Yeah, now Riggs has two dogs because he's formed some sort of spiritual relationship with the guard dog. Mm. So now it's Riggs, Sam, and guard dog at his house watching the Stooges.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get the Scar battle now.
Yes. They go to Lorna's place. They have a Scar contest, which ends up with them both getting naked, and then they have sex.
Yes.
No one really cares about any of that.
Jaws did it better. The Scar battle.
Oh, I was like, I'm sitting here going, who had sex in Jaws? So, Brody talks to the shark.
Yeah.
Quint gets down on the shark's level and is like,
because sharks growl.
Because sharks growl.
We know this
in
from
Jaws
4.
God damn it.
And then Hooper and Quint obviously had sexual
contest and obviously have sex.
Obviously sexual tension was there.
That's true.
So after Quint tells the story about the ship,
the Indianapolis going down.
The Indianapolis. That's when Hooper went down.
Because Hooper had already ripped his shirt open to show his broken heart scar, and Quint's pants were basically off already.
I mean,
they did it better in Jaws. What? I was like, man, did I watch the wrong copy of Jaws? Director's cut.
Yeah, some of those director's cuts, man.
Graphic homosexual sex scenes. Visual penetration.
On the barrel. It was so terrible.
They couldn't hear the shark bumping into the boat because of the other bumping going on. There was a lot of banging noises. Okay, so yes, Scar contest. Riggs and Lorna do it. That's when Riggs is at home and Rianne shows up. It's like, hey, Dad didn't come home. Riggs is like, okay, I'll find him. Riggs goes to the marina where the boat from one comes back.
So this just takes place within a day?
Or two at the most. But it's, yeah, that's why I said Murtaugh gets a day off.
Okay, because go ahead. For some reason I was thinking it was over multiple days.
I don't think it is. I think it's one day.
I think you're right.
The movie takes place over the course of about a week. Max. 5 to 7 days. But from Daryl getting killed to Riggs finding Murtaugh on his boat in the marina.
You think that's the next day?
That's the next day.
Okay.
No, you're right. It would have been the day after. Murtaugh can't force himself to face his son the next day. Riggs and Lorna do the warehouse thing and have sex that morning.
So it was like 3 days later. 2 days later.
2 days.
Okay. That bothers me even more.
Okay.
Riggs just abandons his friend
in an emotional time of need.
Yes.
Apparently.
Just lets him drive home by himself.
Yeah.
And basically says, fuck off, I have work to do.
And let's be honest. I personally don't believe for a second that Riggs would make or even let Murtaugh have that conversation with Nick alone.
No.
Knowing how hard it is on Murtaugh that any of this has happened.
Yeah, and because Riggs was there while it happened.
Arguably caused it. Now, granted, he was just doing his job and wasn't. But
yeah.
if we're looking at this as emotions are high, people are going to want to point the finger either at themselves or others, whatever. Yeah. And Riggs is he would probably like, look, this is my fault. I'll talk to Nick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or at least be there.
Yeah, be present. Make the offer and to have the talk with Nick about it, or be present.
Yeah, I feel like we needed a moment with them two together, Riggs and Murtaugh, talking about it, instead of just Riggs going with Lorna and Murtaugh going home.
Yeah,
it feels very dickish on Riggs's part.
I smell sabotage. Plus, this movie's edited to hell. Everything's cut and
especially towards the end that we're coming to.
So Riggs gets to the marina. Murtaugh's drunk. They have words. I want to slow down here for just a second. They don't even talk about the Daryl thing.
No, it
never comes up.
This pisses me off.
Not only so, it pisses me off for a couple of reasons. It doesn't come up. That's the whole fucking reason it's happening. Then something does come up. And it's something good, and it's something from Riggs. Where it comes out, he's like, man, you're not just retiring. You're retiring us. You're retiring me from your life when you retire. I have, what's he say? Trish does my laundry. I live in your fridge. I have 3 beautiful children. They're yours. We see Riggs get a really heartfelt and interesting moment of character development as he now faces the future of separating himself from. He even says, "You guys are the only family I have. What am I supposed to do? I have no one. It's just you guys. And when you retire, that's gone." And I'm just going, "Holy shit, something interesting. Why don't we get more of this?" And then they drunkenly tackle each other off a boat, land in the water. Marina Guard come up. They're like, "LAPD, we're just fucking around." And the cops leave and they laugh it off. And they laugh it off! Everything's back to normal.
Okay.
Okay.
I had a major issue with this whole scene.
Okay.
Riggs goes to the boat to find out what's going on.
Right.
Roger is drunk because of what he had to do earlier with killing the kid.
Understandable. So far,
Yes.
this setup works and makes sense.
Yes. That whole issue is dropped
Yes.
in order for Riggs to make his case about being retired from his life, from
Yes.
Murtaugh's life. So Riggs ignores Murtaugh's problem to tell him his problem.
Yes.
I like that aspect of it, of Riggs explaining himself and bringing that emotional baggage onto it. It's not the right time.
No. Also, spoilers. Okay. Something really deep and emotionally investing and interesting happens with Murtaugh. And it's never brought up again. Then, to your point, 100% at the wrong time, but something emotionally deep and interesting, character building comes up for Riggs that is immediately dropped. This never comes up the rest of the movie. Neither problem does.
No. The only time, well, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Murtaugh says something to Riggs when Riggs is like, "I have a problem." And he says, well, tell me, your problems are my problems. We're partners. Your problems are my problems.
Yeah.
He says, well, I slept with somebody I shouldn't have.
Oh, Jesus. I blocked this out.
And Murtaugh immediately thinks it's Rianne.
So Rianne goes to Riggs's trailer on the beach, tells him can't find Dad. Martin goes straight to Murtaugh, and he's like, "Murtaugh, even how'd you find me?" Rianne came and told me. Rianne came to tell you Rianne was in your trailer? Son of a bitch! Rianne was in, and he gets like aggressive father, Papa Bear mode.
Yeah, there was a moment earlier that Roger sees Rianne and
they kiss each other on the cheek.
Yeah.
Riggs and Rianne are saying goodbye, and they kiss each other on the cheek.
That was before Rianne went to work.
Right.
To her movie.
That
where
Riggs didn't see the rigs and the cameras and the lights and the boom guy with the boom mic. And I don't know what the boom does. And there was probably a gaffer there. I don't know what gaffers are, but I bet there were 6 of them over there that Riggs didn't see. They gaff. I don't know.
Jesus fucking Christ. So this whole boat scene tries to do 3 different things, but then fails at all 3 of them.
Spectacularly.
Spectacularly.
So yes, that's when your problems are my problems. I slept with someone I probably shouldn't. You son of a bitch. Because Murtaugh thinks Riggs slept with Rianne. Okay.
Remember the flaming 3 at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was because of this boat scene.
The 3 storylines that went down in flames.
Yeah.
Can we be honest here?
Sure.
We were talking about sabotage of the character Riggs. This issue Murtaugh has at this point, it's complete garbage. In Lethal Weapon 1, He doesn't know Riggs. He's their new partner. He invites Riggs over to dinner. His oldest child, his daughter Rhiann, is making eyes at Riggs and clearly has a crush on him. This is all well and good. By Lethal Weapon 3, it is clearly established by all of 2 and half of 3 now that Riggs is a second father. Rhiann does not have a crush on Riggs anymore. Riggs, even in 1, never would have done anything with Murtaugh's daughter. He's not that kind of guy. And also now, by his own words, he admitted very heartbrokenly 5 minutes ago, sees Rhiann as one of his own children. Why in the hell are we still forcing this joke storyline thing? I don't know. Don't you sleep with my daughter. Don't you sleep with my daughter. I do not believe for an instant that Murtaugh still has these worries. There's no way. I also don't believe that that is Rhiann's first trip to Riggs's trailer with or without Murtaugh's knowledge. Because I don't think Murtaugh would give a rat's ass that Rhiann went and saw Riggs at his trailer.
Nope.
What are we doing here?
It's lame. It's very lame. It's borderline sabotage.
I smell sabotage. Blatant, purposeful sabotage. Moving on. Because everything's good now. They laughed it off in the water.
Yeah.
They laughed.
They laughed.
All problems gone.
And now we get Boys to Men.
I do like some Boys to Men. Oh, Jesus. They end up in a subway trying to catch. So, Travis.
Hang on.
You hang on.
I want to talk about the funeral.
Oh, jeez. Okay. It's just going to make me mad.
This does something.
Does it?
To set up for Roger for later on in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the funeral. Roger and the whole family's there. Riggs, Lorna.
Why the fuck is Lorna there?
Don't know. Well, her and Riggs have just slept together, so.
I often bring one night stands to funerals I'm headed to.
Yeah.
I understand Riggs being there.
Yeah. So
next, Leo shows up in his red Corvette.
God, who died around here?
Like a funeral, okay?
Okay.
They fuck you with the coffin.
So Roger goes up and talks to the family.
Right.
At the funeral.
Yes.
Probably not the best time.
Probably not.
But anyway.
He should have been waiting at the mortician's office for the family to arrive.
Yes.
A la the Crazies.
Yes. Anyway, the father of Daryl tells Murtaugh, you want to do something? You find the man that put that gun in my son's hand. I don't know if he meant to rhyme, but he did.
Well, Boys to Men were playing. It's hard not to rhyme.
He just gets into it. So now we have this thing where Roger is with the gun that Daryl was using.
Yeah. Which he had to have taken from evidence lockup. By the way.
Exactly.
By the way. This whole movie centers around the LAPD evidence lockup. It's too easy to get into.
Yeah. So after that, now we get this it felt rushed because it was cut. We go to this scene and Murtaugh pulls the gun on this guy and is like, I want to know where blah, blah, blah is, motherfucker.
That leads him to Tyrone.
And
basically a montage.
Yeah, is what it felt like. And then it leads them to this garage where they talk to some guy for some reason. And Lorna goes up to this other group of guys to talk to him. And one of them says, fuck you. And she assaults all of them. Am I wrong? The internal
assaults all of them.
She does. All they did was tell her to go. You got a warrant? She's like,
Yes.
no.
She proceeds to assault everyone.
It's
She
terrible.
starts handing out karate chops like Austin Powers.
Yes.
Karate chop, judo chop, judo chop.
But she assaults these 5 guys, and Riggs and Murtaugh are just back there watching.
Well, Riggs is getting a chubby from it.
Oh, well, yeah, because he's all, watch her do this, man. Oh, yeah, she's really good. Oh, watch a spinning back kick.
Yeah.
Oh, she grabbed him by the clusters.
Yeah, he's like like they're JR and the King watching Stone Cold clear the ring, right? I'm like,
Yes.
what are they doing?
Oh, it's so awful. It's so awful.
Also, never mind. Please continue.
But now we're to your point where they're at the subway.
Travis kidnaps Riggs and Murtaugh's
Captain Murphy.
because he needs Captain Murphy's credentials to get to the evidence lockers to get the weapons and ammo, the cop killing bullets we've glossed over.
Killers.
There's armor piercing bullets involved that can go through
For
body armor, whatever.
So he kidnaps him in the police parking lot.
Yeah. Fuck. Yep, sure does. So now they're in the subway loading up all the ill-gotten goods. Shootout ensues. A red shirt cop is with them.
Oh, they do something else.
They introduced this red shirt cop earlier in the movie. He's 22.
They call him Billy the Kid.
Yeah, because he's quick on the draw. I'm sure he is. He probably kissed Rogue and.
So they do another thing here that they've been doing throughout this entire fucking movie.
Sabotage it.
Sabotage.
Edit it to hell.
Captain Murphy gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
In the parking lot of the police station, which I don't understand. But they're building up some drama.
Sure.
Attempting to. And then it cuts to Riggs and Murtaugh talking about spinning back kicks.
Yeah.
In the police station.
And Murtaugh tries it, kicks the water cooler over.
Water cooler over. And then Dolores shows up again from the armored truck.
Oh, right. Yeah, she's got flowers for Murtaugh.
And immediately they just, any ounce of drama that they had built up with Captain Murphy getting kidnapped is immediately destroyed with this whole comedy routine.
Yes.
And it fucking sucks, and I hate it.
Yes.
Red shirt cop.
There's a red shirt cop. Travis kills
It's his birthday.
He just turned 22. And then Travis using those armor piercing rounds kills him instantly.
So
and then Riggs is like, "Happy birthday, kid." What the? Why are you delivering a borderline aggressive quip to the dead kid? But that's how Riggs gets a second gun, so he can go guns akimbo, like discount Chow Yun Fat.
I wanted to see him diving, slow motion, something.
Hear me out. You're saying it in jest. At this point, would it not have made the movie? Because there's even a point where Riggs is double shooting while going down a staircase. What if he was just tequila style riding the banister down? Like, that would be cooler. We know what you're stealing from right now. Just do it.
So Captain Murphy has...
How good is Hard Boiled? Can we talk about what if we pivot and we just talk about Hard Boiled?
I've never seen Hard Boiled.
I'm putting it in the hat.
Let's do it.
Hell yes.
But Captain Murphy has Jack Travis and this other goon in the car with him.
Correct.
Drives into the heart of the police station evidence area.
He sure does.
Filled with fucking police officers.
Yes.
Gets out of his car. And then he has to open the back door to get Jack out. Because it's a police car.
Right. Why didn't he just close the door and run and be like, bad guys?
Say something. Like, what are they going to do? They're in the back of this car.
Well, it just puts a thing because they needed. No, you don't understand. They needed to go down to the. No.
This movie makes no sense.
I hate everyone.
Because then you get Leo arriving at the police station too, just before they all go down to the subway area, because they have to joke about they fuck you in the hospital.
How forced did this feel?
Oh, it was awful. Terrible. It's like, oh, well, we did it in this one, the second one. We got to bring it back.
We got to keep doing all the callbacks.
It's dumb. And then they honestly, the worst one is in 4 when they fuck you with the cell phones.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Subway shootout, then there's a car chase, then Riggs is riding the windshield of a train. And then there's a motorcycle portion of the chase. And then there's just Travis and his main goon escape. Did I miss anything?
so yeah, Riggs slides off the interstate.
Right. Crashes through a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
In my notes, Riggs wakes up like Wolverine. Riggs is unconscious.
Yeah.
And is it Lorna or Murtaugh?
Murtaugh shows
Murtaugh, but Riggs does this thing where he wakes up, but he always wakes up ready to fight.
Yeah.
And it looks like he wakes up like
He
Wolverine.
His shoulder hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, he had to put his shoulder back in, and that's when he delivers the Riggs line. I'm pissed now, Raj. Now I'm pissed.
Nobody gets away from me twice.
No one. Yep.
And then who shows up?
Leo.
Fucking Leo. And it turns into a sitcom moment immediately.
As they shoot his tires
They
out.
shoot his tires. But even the music, when he pulls up, you get that kind of music. And it's like, God, why?
Damn it, Leo.
I'm telling you, all they needed was a laugh track.
They shoot Leo's tires out. Riggs is pissed now. But even then, think about in the first one. He doesn't say it in the second one, does he?
What's that?
I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed. Riggs.
I don't remember.
He says it in the first one only, I believe, until now.
Right.
But when he said it in the first one, it had emotion and weight, and you knew shit was about to go down. He says it now, and then kind of like when Captain Murphy gets kidnapped, he says it, shit's about to get down, and then they immediately kill it.
Absolutely.
All they were missing was for Leo to have one of those novelty car horns. Right, here comes fucking Leo.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But yeah, the only reason Leo shows up is to tell them that about the construction site.
So Leo tells him about the construction site. Riggs, Murtaugh go. Lorna shows up. Now we get the construction site shootout, which mostly just consists of Riggs burning everything down.
Yeah. And running around shooting.
Bunch of no-name bad guys get killed. It's real choppy, and it's not very good. And that's when somehow Travis gets the best of Riggs in a fist fight. And I don't know how that happens, because I'll tell you right now, Travis shouldn't have been able to take Riggs, because Travis sure as hell couldn't take Mr. Joshua, who Riggs legitimately beat. And I don't think Travis could take Vorstead, who's worse than Riggs or Mr. Joshua. Travis is the worst villain. He's a worse villain than the Colonel.
Oh, yeah.
And the Colonel's awful.
Yeah, I agree.
But he somehow gets the drop on Riggs. Instead of shooting him, he's going to run Riggs over with like a mini bulldozer contraption thing. So Murtaugh throws him Daryl's Uzi loaded with cop killers. So Riggs is able to shoot through the blade of the dozer.
And the dump truck. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The dozer.
Yeah.
It's got the big blade, and Riggs' bullets are bouncing off of it. Murtaugh gives him the cop killers, shoots through, kills Travis. Ex-cop killers.
Yeah, he gets 2 one-liners. Murtaugh throws him the gun and says, "Hey, cop killers!" And then ex-cop killers. And then Travis is dying. Go to hell, Riggs.
You first.
Lame as fuck.
Now, I did like Riggs putting the accelerator back, taking the brake off is what he did. So the dozer with dying Travis goes into the burning wreckage of the still being built house, and then the whole thing collapses on Travis. That was cool.
That was cool. This is where
Lorna had got shot in the process with cop killers.
I forgot.
She's down. We learn that she'll be okay because she had 2 vests on, but she did take a couple of nasty shots. This doesn't work. Okay? We know that the guns they use have cop killer armor-piercing rounds. Out of habit, perhaps, she wears a bulletproof vest. Okay. Sure. Bullets go through the vest. Well, that's not good. She has a second vest on. Oh, very smart. I like that. That saves her. Oh, wait, she still took a couple of really bad shots that are life-threatening? No. Let's pick a lane. Either she outthought the bad guy and she's okay, or she got her number pulled and she's dying. I'm not saying she has to die here, but one or the other. They try to do both.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, is she okay or is she not okay? At this point, I don't even care which it is. I'm just confused as to which it is. So it stopped most of the bullets, but not all the bullets. I don't know. She's in an ambulance. They're trying to, they need to get her to the hospital. And this scene takes years to get through because Riggs keeps taking her fucking oxygen mask off so he can talk to her. And I'm like, Riggs, she's dying. Let's have this conversation on the road.
Let's live to regret this.
Also, at this point, they've known each other 4 days.
Oh, yeah, they're in love.
5 max. Let's be honest, Mel Gibson and Rene Russo have no chemistry.
None. It's like
while you were sleeping, Bill Pullman, Sandra Bullock levels of chemistry. Okay, not that bad.
Not that bad,
but
no.
Still, you and I have more chemistry than Mel Gibson and Rene Russo.
Hell yeah, we do.
The amount of sexual tension at this desk is tangible. You could feel it, Jack Tevis.
Yes, please.
But then Riggs takes her mask off. He's like, I love you. And I put in my notes, I love you? What?
Yeah.
You've known her 4 days. You had a one-night stand once. Hence the name of it. I love you? I love you? He had a better relationship and more chemistry and a better built story arc with What's-Her-Face from 2.
Yes.
She didn't even get an I love you.
Oh, honestly, didn't have time. She was dying underwater. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
But if she had been bleeding out or strapped to something and a laser was going to cut her in half and time was of the essence, they would have had that moment.
Yeah, it's true.
But you know what I'm saying? His relationship in 2 is way better.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the way it's built, you felt their chemistry. They flirt with each other. It escalates. Then they have sex 15 times.
Yeah, it did. It felt way more real than this one.
Yeah. I love you. I love you? I love you.
I love you.
What? What? No.
I mean...
No. 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 Murtaugh's in the bathtub.
That poor man.
He's taking a bathtub and the whole family barges in again for what is still the weirdest Murtaugh family tradition.
At least he got... Trish was smart enough to put a towel over his junk.
Leo still makes a dick joke in front of the man's children.
Because Leo, it's fucking Leo. Can't have a movie without fucking Leo.
Oh, that water must be cold. You're losing stature.
Ugh. God. Yeah, so he decides not to retire.
Right, because he and Riggs are in it to the end.
Yes.
Or until Riggs retires.
Something.
But also, Riggs probably has some sort of savings account. He lives like half a bum anyway. And the money he saves by living off Murtaugh.
Oh, yeah.
Could he not just retire?
Yeah, well, Roger can't retire now because he's got to pay for all the fucking shit Riggs is eating and all the electricity.
His 4th child.
Yes.
It'd actually be his deadbeat brother, I think. But can wait? How many times a year do you think Roger Murtaugh is surprised by his family barging into his relaxation tub?
Oh, I think it's at least once a month.
So you think it happens 12 times a year?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, hold on. Birthdays we know. So that's once a year. We know they'll do it for big celebrations like retirements, promotions, anything like that.
I'm sure it's every holiday that's
Merry Christmas!
yeah. Happy Arbor Day. Poor man.
Happy Arbor Day. It's Grandparents' Day. Ah! Roger's just dick out in the tub.
All the time. Poor man, I swear.
He's just trying to relax in the tub, and people keep barging in with cakes. Leave him alone. He pulls Trish into the tub to regain some stature and
Give her some Arbor Day.
give her some. He's breaking out the hard lumber
Yes.
and roll credits.
Did you watch the after credit scene?
There's a wait. I don't think so. I didn't know there was one.
There is one.
Okay.
Riggs and Murtaugh are in their
Bathtub?
patrol car. Yeah. Yeah, they replayed the Trish and Roger moment
With
with just Riggs and Roger.
yeah.
No, Riggs and Roger are in their patrol car
Right.
and they're driving along and they hear another
I did catch this.
bomb threat.
Yes. A high 2 or something. And Riggs is like, we got this. It's like, no, we do not got this. We got this. Now I know to cut the blue wire. You did cut the blue wire. That one, right?
Yeah.
We get the callback to the bomb joke from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and then the building blows up and they back out. They're like, oh my God, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. Nobody can see that we were here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lame. So I want to talk about Roger for a minute.
Okay. I just want to go home.
The funeral scene,
Yes.
the dad gave Roger a purpose,
Right.
a task.
Yes.
Roger should have been the one to kill Travis.
Oh, you know what? Now that you say that, absolutely.
That
Should have just been revoked, motherfucker.
that pisses me off. That
A lot of things piss me off.
yeah, but this should have been Roger's movie.
Yeah.
It was set up to be his movie because it was his retirement thing, and then his grief with killing the child, the young boy. I don't want to call him a child. That sounds
The young
stupid,
man.
but yeah, the
young
man.
Daryl.
Then he's given the task by the young man's father, and none of it mattered.
Nope.
They just pulled the rug completely.
Yes. Murtaugh should have saved Riggs and killed Travis.
Absolutely. Because Riggs is on the ground after he got bitch slapped by Travis. Murtaugh could have just jumped in there and blasted him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. Waste.
I have a lot of thoughts I'm saving for final thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's where I want to do. I want to save it for final thoughts. And of course, get your opinion on it, but it makes more sense to do it then, I think. Ratings. Are you ready for the ratings?
Let's do this.
IMDb 6.7. I don't think they're wrong.
I don't think they're right.
Rotten Tomatoes 60%.
Okay.
For an overall rating score of 127.
I like the 60.
I am inclined to agree, probably lower.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone magazine.
No Eves? Oh, okay. We do have the Eves. I can tell by the look on your face.
Rolling Stone magazine. There's a reason for calling this brand name sequel mindless entertainment. If you think about what you just wasted 2 hours watching, you won't be entertained anymore.
Ah, wow. Okay. I like that.
Moving on. Ebert, Ebes. It gets the job done as the third time around, but I have a feeling maybe after this one, Murtaugh should really consider retirement. 3 stars.
What in the absolute fuck? 3 stars?
3 stars.
3.
I had to do a double take when I read it.
3.
3 stars.
In what?
This is the same man that says he has grown bored of car chases and explosions.
Yes.
That's all this movie is.
And not good.
No, they're not well done.
This man is a fraud.
Was
a fraud. He is completely full of shit. He is. He reminds me of Drew Barrymore's character from 50 First Dates, where she forgets.
where she resets every day.
Yes.
He just resets every day.
He cannot carry a thought from one movie to the other. It's like a goldfish. Oh, Jesus.
3 stars.
Ugh.
Wait, hold on.
uh,
Hold on. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. Here we are, 1992 review. Lethal Weapon 3, 110 minutes, rated R, Roger Ebert, written May 15th, 1992. This,
3 stars? 3 fucking stars. I'm literally looking at it. Mm.
3 stars.
It didn't even deserve the 3 in the title.
I would like to do. I want you to simmer.
Okay.
Maintain that rage.
Okay.
And let us finish strong.
Okay.
So if I may, I would like to go first.
Go ahead.
I love Lethal Weapon. I love Riggs, Murtaugh, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover. I'm attached to these characters. I think they're done very well by 2 very talented actors. I think Danny Glover might be underrated.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think he gets enough anything. Danny Glover's good. This movie felt like sabotage for the character of Martin Riggs. This movie has 3 writers, and honest to God, this might be the most egregious proof that the curse is real. Also, I'm not sure I understand how this movie has 1 writer, let alone 3. This movie had no writing. This movie could have been pieced together by their stunt coordinator because that's all it was. Set piece after set piece after set piece for stunt after stunt after stunt. It's all dessert. There's no dinner. There's no story to hold it together. And what pisses me off, worse than that, is that they touch on such a strong, meaningful story for each character that the other character should have helped his brother through with. You're right. This should be Murtaugh's movie. He gets the call to action. He has the most skin in the game. It's his world most affected. He's the one that has the emotional call to arms. He should be the one to kill Travis. This should be Murtaugh's movie. We don't get it. But what's worse is not only do we not get it, it's the fact that it's touched on. It's alluded to. That makes it worse. I'd be less angry if this really interesting character developing story plot had never been set up to begin with. Because I wouldn't be let down by the fact they don't do anything fucking with it. This movie should have opened with Nick's relation to Daryl and the possible gang connections and the whatever, instead of this bomb bullshit. Start us in the Murtaugh home. That can be the jovial, comedic opening to get us into the movie. Riggs and the Murtaughs. Doing Riggs and Murtaugh stuff. That's fine. We like that interaction. Leo trying to sell the house. Sure. Maybe that's our opening. Then we see Nick and Daryl and all of that, and we're introducing this. The first big shootout should be with Daryl, and that should set that up. And that should be the movie through line from this point on. That is the springboard, the diving board, the starting point, the launch pad, the whatever for this whole movie. Think about it. We get that funeral scene is bullshit. Murtaugh never talks to Nick, which is the reason he didn't come home for 2 days. We don't get anything, but it's this incredibly interesting character building, social commentary storyline that your shit needs. Get none of it. Then you've got Riggs, who in this movie should play more sidekick, and that wouldn't hurt Riggs as a character to do that. While we get the B story of him trying to figure out who he is without Roger and the family. Who is he? What is he? Roger's going to retire. He's going to move. Where does that leave me? I'm alone again. Maybe he downward spirals back to kind of how he was in Lethal Weapon 1. Maybe he sees he doesn't have much to live for anymore. Maybe the bullet he kept in his pocket for that special occasion reappears. That would be interesting. It would feel real for both characters. It would make an entertaining movie. As we see them come together of Murtaugh's, he's in some shit right now, and it's bad. Briggs has got his own problems with trying to handle whatever, but you know what? He's going to be there for every step with Murtaugh. In the end, maybe they have, or not at the end, but throughout they have their heart to heart. Murtaugh sees Riggs coming more and more unhinged. Maybe we see him losing that smile he has in the beginning of the movie at the family table, and Murtaugh realizes that Riggs is becoming more of that feral animal from when they first met. During all this is trying to figure out why. Why is my brother doing this? And they have their moment, their realization, and they have their big coming together moment again of like, Roger, no matter where this goes and what you got to do, I'm with you. And Murtaugh's, you're right. And you know what? You will never be retired from the family. I'm retiring, but the we retiring, that can't happen. They have their brotherhood moment. Murtaugh kills Travis. But, yeah, and honestly, maybe not even Travis. Maybe we just write a whole new better bad guy, because Travis sucks. I would be, like I said, I would be less angry if these really interesting storylines had just never been brought up to begin with. Because now I'm disappointed. Lethal Weapon 3. Is it worth the ticket price? No. It's
Ouch.
not. I'm dying on the inside. This is sabotage, man. What the fuck did they do to these characters and this franchise? What is this? I leave the floor to you.
Lethal Weapon 3.
Big Flaming 3.
Big Flaming 3. This movie's kind of a mess.
Kind of.
I like the villain idea of the ex-cop who knows all the proper procedures and not his knowledge of their procedures and stealing evidence and reselling it on the black market and doing whatever he's doing. I like that idea. The character wasn't written very well, I don't feel.
Mm-hmm.
The actor does okay with what he had, but he's never menacing. He never feels like a threat. This movie spends way too much time trying to be funny. And one, it's not funny. And two, they don't they try to inject humor in the wrong moments. Lethal Weapon 2 did the humor towards the beginning, but once they got into the shit of going after the Forsted, I couldn't think of his name. Then the humor is dialed back. There's still hints of it, but it's not this slapsticky, sitcom-y bullshit that this movie brings.
Mm-hmm.
You cut any kind of drama with jokes or with Leo showing up or that stupid armored car driver, which that isn't something else that they bring up that goes nowhere. Like maybe Trish thinks Roger's having an affair and it's with this woman, but it's just brought up twice for laughs and there's no point to it and it's not funny. Some of the action scenes are cool, like the car chases,
Mm-hmm.
but man, all the fight scenes suck. They are just mishmash of close up foot, face, hand, elbow. It almost made me sick trying to watch it.
Mm.
It almost made me like seasick. Best part of the movie? Car chases.
I thought you were gonna say credits.
Uh Worst part of the movie? Leo, Lorna Cole, the fight scenes, the wasted villain
Story.
story. Riggs. This movie makes Riggs into a selfish asshole. His friend went through legitimate trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing he can do is think of, well, what is he going to do when after he retires? He doesn't attempt to help him through his grief. Roger's the one that says, "Hey, I will help you. Your problems are my problems." Riggs never once tries to help him at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me kind of hate Riggs a little bit. So this movie is not worth the ticket price. For one, you turned Riggs into a shitty character. And two, you had, like you said, these really cool ideas that you bring up in one scene at the completely inappropriate time and then just ditch them for the rest of the movie. Fuck you guys. No, skip Lethal Weapon 3. This movie is a flaming piece of shit.
I'm sorry, Mel. It's not your fault.
Mhm.
You're not one of the writers or the director. God, this hurts me. I don't.
I'm surprisingly jovial. Weird.
Man, like,
So,
I gotta move on. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
had you said you had seen this previously?
Once before, between the years of
Mhm.
97 and 90, something like that, 99.
Do you recall having any kind of love, hate, dislike for it in your previous viewing?
Well, I think I was too young to really have any kind of.
That's fair.
I think being a 7 to 10 year old, whatever. Oh, car chases,
Oh, yeah.
explosions, and guns, and it was cool.
Okay. 'Cause I know when I walked out of the theater with my dad and he told me he hated it. It's like, why? It was so good.
No,
I was 16
yeah,
and stupid. Now I'm 48 and stupid.
yes, but you're at least smart enough
Yeah.
to see a bad movie when you see one.
Yes.
Or recognize a bad movie when you see one. So no, I mean, I think I was, again, car chases and explosions and whatever, yeah, it's cool, but no, this movie's not good. But again, it feels sabotaged.
I agree.
What is this?
I agree. We need to rewrite Lethal
And
Weapon
Shane
3.
Black has writing credit. These are his characters. Do you know how irate I would be if someone did this to some of my characters?
Especially like Martin Riggs is a good character.
So is Murtaugh. They're good characters.
Yeah. And they just destroyed. They didn't really destroy Murtaugh so much for me.
No, this was a
But-
Riggs murder.
Yeah, I agree.
They murdered him. Let's get the hat. I can't dwell on this anymore. We
Okay.
gotta move on. It's your turn.
All right.
Come on, Lethal Weapon 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Just break my heart. I treated you like a son.
Okay, I got it.
Stab me in the heart.
Oh. Hang on. When was this movie released? 99?
A lot of movies were released in 99.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, we have 1999.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of something that I could say without spoiling the movie.
Okay.
It's got. No, can't say that.
Wait. So far, you've established that it came out in 99,
It
and
had
you can't tell me any cast members.
It had a resurrection in.
It had a what?
A huge resurrection in 2021.
Okay.
There were some revolutions back in 2003.
No.
It was reloaded back in 2003. We are watching The Matrix.
Man, we've been on a string of beat 'em ups.
I know. I like this.
All right.
I think.
Man. All right.
God, I hope.
Now I'm nervous though, because without going into full history, I would say I have always been a fan of The Matrix. Not the whole franchise, just the Matrix from 99.
Yeah, I've always liked The Matrix.
Which I do after this movie. It spawned every action movie had to just be black leather.
Black leather and bullet time.
Yep.
For no reason.
Yep.
I really enjoyed The Matrix when I first watched it. I actually enjoyed Reloaded as well.
Mm-hmm.
The other two, no.
See, I honestly, although I own all three. I do know that. I have physical collection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think what's the third one?
Revolution.
Revolution. I think Revolution's better than Reloaded. Without sitting down and watching them all fresh for the podcast and really being analytical, I think Revolution's better than Reloaded. But they both pale in comparison to. It's not a drop off like Jaws 2 and 3 compared to Jaws. It's more of in my mind, it's more of a Jurassic Park Lost World and 3 drop off.
Like a cliff?
Right, but not as steep as the Jaws cliff, because that Jaws cliff is steep.
Yeah, that's it. It kind of Jaws cliff somehow goes backwards. I don't understand it.
At a certain point, I think it's when the original shark is resurrected and hunts down the wife for revenge that it actually tunnels back into itself and wakes up the Balrog.
Oh,
But no, we'll see.
you're saying it's like a handicapped ramp, handicapped ramp.
A wheelchair accessible ramp.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a steep one.
Just a
Okay. The Jaws one is more of a straight plummet to the pits of hell, right?
It's like what they throw.
Dante fell down the Jaws quality ramp, right?
Thanos threw Gamora.
Exactly.
Yes.
Matrix and Jurassic Park feels more like a half pipe.
Okay.
It's still got some steepness, but it levels out.
Levels out. Okay.
Unlike a half pipe, it doesn't ever go back up, though. I'm sorry, the Jurassic Worlds are bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how I feel about the Scarlett Johansson Jurassic World reboot. I reserve judgment. Because it could be done right.
I haven't seen anything about it.
I haven't either.
I know she's in it, and I don't know.
I don't know. She's in my top 5 celebrity crush, so I mean, I'm slightly biased.
That's fair.
But I'm admitting I'm slightly biased. I don't know why we're talking about Jurassic Park. The idea and franchise could be saved and brought back if done the right way. Jurassic World was not the right way. And then the sequels to Jurassic World were an even worse way.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
talk about a fall off there.
Yeah. But getting back to The Matrix. I would say I really like The Matrix, but if it's a movie I really like, it makes me nervous to watch it and talk about it for the show.
It's going to be interesting.
I don't like Keanu Reeves, but I do like Lawrence Fishburne. And I like Hugo Weaving. So I'm indifferent about Carrie-Anne Moss.
Same.
And she's not overrated or underrated. She's right where she should be.
She's just rated.
Yes.
Okay.
Appropriately rated. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
All right, then.
We slogged through that shit.
Don't talk about it. It's fresh. Don't talk about it. Thank you, everyone.
How much money did this movie make?
$321.7 million.
Gross.
I'll be curious to see how much the fourth one made, because I have to imagine it'll be less. In the meantime, thank you all so much for listening. If you haven't already, hit that follow button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our episodes or bonus episodes. And of course, share with your friends. In the comments below, let us know if you won bingo. Tell us your favorite moments, your most hated moments, things you laughed at, things you cried about, what you think of Lethal Weapon 3, the big fiery 3. And as always, unanimously agreed, not worth the ticket price.
Not only was it not worth the ticket price.
Stop twisting the knife.
It was a turd.
Stop twisting the knife.
Turd.
Stop. I'm already dead. Stop. Thank you all so much for listening. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Good night.
The steam is still coming off of it.
I'm sorry.